I'm sick of following my dreams, man. I'm just gonna ask where they're going and hook up with them later. What's up, fiends? Alucard here. Today I have something a little different for you. Today we're gonna cover a comedy called Los Enchiladas. It's a 1999 film written, directed, and starring stand-up comedian Mitch Hedberg, who is known for his surreal humor and deadpan delivery. This film is loosely based on Mitch Hedberg's life growing up in Minnesota and his experience working in a bunch of different restaurants. This film parodies a chain Mexican restaurant in the suburb of St. Paul the day before Cinco de Mayo, which, as you probably know, is the busiest day of the year for all these Mexican restaurants. The storyline follows an ensemble cast of absurd characters, workers and customers included, throughout the course of one day. The management creates all these like really stupid rules that the workers have to follow and stuff like that. By mid-film, however, the power trip that is the manager flees the scene after he beats up a competing restaurant's mascot, who's like a dancing hero. And the chef, the other guy in charge, he ends up jumping ship and joins a beatnik poet group that specializes in exotic menu writing. Yes, this is the kind of stuff we're getting here. So this, of course, leaves all the misfits basically to run the place, which leads to debauchery, booze, and free food. you know. The cast is mostly comprised of Mitch's comedian friends, including Dave Attell, Mark Maron, Todd Barry, Felicia Michaels, and Maria Bamford. Yeah, I bet you don't even recognize Maria Bamford if you watch this, because I didn't. Uh, so this movie is kind of exactly what you think a movie written by Mitch Hedberg would be. It's kind of an irreverent stoner comedy, kind of akin to something like Cheech and Chong or Tim and Eric, that kind of thing. And there's definitely a Clerks vibe as well going on here. All right, so what did I not like? Okay, well, so I watched an unofficial work print copy of the film. So the quality is not the greatest, of course. The pictures are fuzzy, the audio is kind of low, and it's definitely a low budget movie, which that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does have that look to it. That doesn't bother me particularly. I'm just happy to have a copy at all to be able to watch. The script is also a bit uneven by conventional standards, but that's Mitch Hedberg. If you know Mitch, that's pretty much what you get. Um, so what did I like? All right. Well, the simple answer is Mitch Hedberg. I adore his stand-up comedy routines. He's so clever and irreverent. His jokes, his one-liners, his non sequiturs, they're all over this movie. And I love like 90s comedy anyway, and this one really hits hard with that 90s nostalgia, at least nowadays. So for the restaurant, they actually used three different restaurants for the film, including a Chi-Chi's restaurant that Mitch actually worked at a few years before he filmed this, and was one of the main inspirations for the restaurant. Los Enchiladas actually premiered at the 1999 Sundance Film Festival and has only been shown publicly a handful of times, mostly at comedy festivals or tributes to the late Mitch Hedberg. It has never been publicly released for purchase or download, although Mitch's fan base has expressed an interest in an official release. I know his widow was working on it. I haven't heard anything about it after that, though. So this is a really funny, edgy, very 90s comedy. Uh, it's crude and poorly shot, but that's kind of part of the charm of it. So I would recommend this for Mitch Hedberg fans, like 90s nostalgia fans, and like Kevin Smith style comedy fans. I think you guys would dig that too. So I really think though you're either going to love this movie or hate it. I don't think there's any in between. So take with that what you will. And I will leave a link below to watch the film. So check it out below if you do want to. And it's only like 75 minutes, so it's not like a super long thing at all. And I'll probably also leave some Mitch Hedberg stand up in the description below as well. So check that out. All right. So until next time, remember to stay spooky. Peace.